Good evening, everybody, and welcome into Dollars to Deuces, episode number 24. It's the titles production, and it is finally here. The Super Bowl. I can't believe it's here. I've kind of been tuned out for a little bit, but it's okay. I'm excited now. Ready to see if Matty Stafford is going to win his Super Bowl finally, or if Joe Burrow and the boys are going to take it to him. So tonight, I am joined, as always, by my co-hosts, the Frito Bandito himself, Rich. How you doing tonight, buddy? I feel like I haven't talked to you for a couple weeks.
Man, I don't think I've talked to anybody in the past month and a half and everything, man. It's been hectic. Work has been real hectic. House hunting right now, man. Man, the other day, house came across that we loved, man. It was beautiful, but man, wasn't even on the market one day. Didn't even get a chance to look at it. Gone. So it's crazy. House hunting right now is crazy right now. So, but besides that, everything's beautiful.
Yeah, I was talking to a guy a couple months ago, and I mean, like every house you looked at, like it doesn't matter if they're listed for $325. I mean, people are offering them $350 or higher than that. You know what I mean? So it's just it's so hard to find anything, and it's wild right now. I guess maybe I'd just sell my house and live in an RV or something. So
goals.
Yeah, they did. And we all got Super Bowl squares. I got one today. I got one of the last ones. I was holding out. So yeah, the Super Bowl squares are filled. Good coach to the salesman. So also joined tonight, like we have the last few weeks, by Mr. Abe. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Good. How are you guys? Fired up for Super Bowl?
Yes.
Yeah.
Always exciting week, but then kind of a letdown on Monday afterwards for me. I get pretty fired up for the Super Bowl leading up to it, and then all of a sudden Monday you wake up and you're like, there's no real football for about 6 or 7 months, but hey, I do live up this week, that's for sure.
Monday is not going to be a letdown for you because you got to take your beautiful wife out for Valentine's Day. Tuesday is the letdown.
Yes, yep. Exactly.
I got you.
Thanks, I appreciate that. She appreciates that you said that as well.
Yeah. Oh, but let me. We'll run through all the fun stuff real quick. Like I said, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts. If you're listening to us on YouTube right now, we'd appreciate if you'd hit the subscribe button and like button, so you know when we're going live. We're going to be going live, not necessarily, I don't know, gambling wise what we'll do through the off season. I know we're going to talk some Daytona 500 next week, which is something I don't know anything about, but it'll be fun. I got another friend coming on who's a better NASCAR gambler than myself, and probably, I don't know about Rich, but I know Abe listens to Slater quite a bit too.
He's definitely better than me. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we can follow up one episode and stuff like that and go over our preseason picks on most valuable player, defensive player. I think our second episode that we kind of pre-picked what we thought was stuff. So that's a good episode we could probably follow up too. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. I said we'll do a little recap of our guesses, and hopefully one or two of them are right. So you guys listen on Podbean, Spotify, and we do have 2 Facebook pages. So please check those out. And if you're on Apple, give us a 5-star review. We would really appreciate it. Check out the website, toadstyles.com. Tons of fantasy content, NFL content, stuff getting uploaded daily. We have a ton of draft content out right now already. I think we've had at least 2 episodes with some different guys talking about the Senior Bowl before it and after it. John Lobb was on last night with Coach and Justin. It was a fun episode to listen to. He's an electric factory when it comes to college prospects and stuff. He's a fun guy to listen to. So check that one out.
He is.
And then also our Patreon, patreon.com/toadstyles. Got 3 tiers to it. Tier 1's $3 a month, gets you into the group chat on Discord. Pretty much talks about, anything you want, not just football stuff. We talk about it all. So tier 2, $5 a month, gets you early access to the waiver wire episodes in season, into an entry into the Frankenstein Listener League, and then the group chat as well. And then $10 a month gets you one-on-one roster analysis and everything else I said. Plus, it's a free entry into the Frankenstein League. So, and I do believe this year, I think Coach paid for all those guys to be in the playoff league. We did. I think.
The patrons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had a free entry into that as well. And I know it's coming down to Sundays the last week, and I'm a little nervous. I'm in second place somehow. I'll probably end up finishing out of the money. That's usually what happens. I don't really know who to play this week.
What's interesting about it is I kind of look at the top 20, top 30 teams that are in right now, which I think I am sitting around 16, 17, somewhere around there. I know I moved up, but I don't see a lot of changing happening. So you do have a good shot of finishing in the top 5, because if you really look at it, man,
Top 3.
a lot of people didn't use Rams players going through some of these games leading up to this. So I don't see a lot of changing. And unless I just miss some and everything, I think it's going to kind of stay similar to where it's at. So you and what is it, Alex that's up there, and
I think Joe's in first.
Joe,
And Alex is
there
in
you
like
go.
5th or something.
You guys have a great chance if you guys got Stafford in this week. So
I thought Abe, I thought you were up somewhere.
Yeah, I think
higher,
I moved all the way up
remember.
to 6th after last week.
Yes, I thought you were in top 10. Yeah. So.
Yeah, or 6th or 8th or something. I know. I'm pretty sure I moved in the top 10 because I had a pretty good week last week. I kind of unloaded last week because I was so far down there. So I don't have a lot of firepower this week, but
yeah, I don't either.
But I've got my way up there. So,
but you guys do got Stafford though, right?
I'm really hurting at running back this week, but I think I'm pretty good elsewhere.
Yeah, I got no running backs. So I got 2, but they're not good. So well.
I'm considering Darrell Henderson, so that's how.
Oh, okay. I'm not that far down. I mean, I can start Samaje Perine, but
I have him in my lineup right now, so
he might get a little run. So
yeah.
Lucky me, I got Akers and Michelle going. So
I think I have Michelle and Perine right now, and trying to decide if I need to push in Henderson or not. So
we'll see what happens. I didn't really put any news down for tonight. The only one I care about, to be honest with you, is that the Packers got a new special teams coordinator. So I'm pumped. Rich Bisaccia coming from the Raiders. Sorry, Rich, but I'm very excited. I didn't realize he's been in the league since like 2002 or something.
Long time.
That guy's been around forever.
Yeah. He's had a heck of a career. Stapled on top of what he did this year. So. Yeah,
he just seems like he's a good leader. You know what I mean? And all the guys like him. Wherever he goes. I know he had some really, really, really good kickers in Vegas last year, but I think he'll be fine. Like I said, he seems like a good dude, and I'm excited for him to come to Green Bay. So
I'm surprised you don't have like the best news to tell right now of all.
Well, of course, Aaron Rodgers won the MVP. We all knew that was going to happen. I mean, Abe and I were talking earlier that people are saying he didn't deserve it. You know what? You can kiss my ass. I don't give a fuck what you have to say. So he won. So we sucked in the playoffs, but he won the MVP. So
there you go. All matters season.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, moving on. We'll talk about last week, not last week, I guess 2 weeks ago, real quick. I think as far as the Bengals and Chiefs, I think we were all on the Bengals. So we all were right there, except +7, 7.5. Rich was right. You guess you had the under in the other game. He had Evan McPherson over 6.5 points. That's probably another wise bet for this coming weekend. Seems like he's just Mr. Automatic. I did have I got the Melvin Ingram recorded a sack. He was the only one. I said all the Chiefs would, but apparently the Bengals got rid of the ball too fast. I don't know. I thought that game at the beginning, I was like, oh, here we go. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I was kind of getting worried about it, but it ended up being fun. When they didn't kick that field goal at the end of the first half, I don't know what they were doing. I mean,
being greedy.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, Chiefs being Chiefs, Andy Reid being Andy Reid.
I don't even think it was freaking Andy Reid. It was Mahomes that kind of no. Give me one more play. Give me one more play. And,
yeah, you're exactly right. It was more Mahomes. Now that I think about it, yeah, you're exactly right.
And he just bad play call, if you want me to be honest with you too, and everything. So
5 seconds is not any time at all. I mean, I guess you can maybe try to just fire it through the back of the end zone as fast as you can if somebody can get there in 2 seconds. But
yeah, that's great if you're throwing it into the end zone. They weren't even throwing it into the end zone.
But so that's what I mean, though. He could have thrown it in the end zone instead of trying to run like some little. It wasn't even a screen, but Tyreek, he had 95 yards, but I had him for the longest catch over 24.5, and it was only 19. I missed on Mahomes and Burrow both. They didn't hit their overs. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, other than that, there's not much else we can talk about because we all missed on everything. Claire, you guys were both on him. Abe did hit the longest run, though. Over 11.5. It was 14. That's it. Oh, and T. Higgins, by the way, he had a huge game. Over 5.5 catches, and he had 6 catches. So I'm upset I can't use him this weekend in the playoff challenge because I already used him. Because I would have liked that. Because I think Ramsey will shadow Jamar Chase as much as possible. So
I do
hopefully,
want to give you props. When you were talking about Higgins last week, you called it on going to him on third downs and everything when you were discussing that last week, because he was clutch in that game and everything, going to him when they needed to him and everything. So good call on that.
Yeah, he's just seems to move the chains. I mean, and it looks like that's Burrow's guy when he needs a first down. And I saw that when they were playing, the week before as well. And then, we saw it again, I guess 2 weeks ago, but we saw it in their last game as well. He just, when Burrow needs a first down and needs to get the ball out quick, Higgins is his guy for sure.
Well, I hope he's that guy again this week, because I will be playing him.
Yeah. Yep.
I forgot. I don't know what one of the catches Higgins had. I forgot how big he was. I mean, that's probably a good reason I'd be throwing to him on third down too. He was 6'4" or whatever. He's just a big target. He said he's that team's just fun to watch. I said I'm kind of pulling for the Bengals. So Rams Niners. We were all on the Rams minus 3.5. They only won by 3. So yeah, all missed there. I missed on the over. Rich hit on the under. And Abe and I both had Debo for a touchdown. Hit that. OBJ didn't score. I had him, and then he did hit his over for his receiving yards and the longest catch. Had 113 yards, and 29 was his longest one. And I had Nick Bosa getting a sack, and he had 1.5. So, what else here? I said, Abe, we both had OBJ going over, and you had Stafford throwing a pick, and he did. So, more to come this weekend, or was he going to take care of the ball? Actually,
that is to be seen. I think that I think he definitely throws another pick this weekend.
Yeah,
I think so.
You guys want to go through each of our game picks before we finish it out on the ones we all do together?
Yeah, let's do that.
Like kind of run through our stuff. So, anybody want to go first for the Super Bowl?
You want me to go first? You said.
Go for it.
Okay, let me get to it here. What I have written down. I have Bengals +4. I think that Cincinnati is got a lot of momentum, and every time I think they're done, like hey, they're just kind of out of it. Joey B just comes back and makes it a hell of a game, and then always finds a way to win. So for someone to be as poised as he is, second year in the league, I know that he had a heck of a run in college and stuff, but to see him do what he's doing in the NFL playoffs in his second year is absolutely incredible.
I don't even really call it his second year, dude. What, did he play 4 games?
Yeah. I mean, it's so fun to watch.
He still wins comeback player of the year.
Yeah. It's just so fun to watch him. So
I can't believe last year they won 4 games. I think 2 years ago the Bengals won 2 games.
Yeah. I mean, it just seems like for the longest time when you see the Bengals on your schedule, you're just like, oh, that's a win. Like you just always chalk it up to a win. And what they've done with their draft picks and stuff like that the last couple of years, and obviously getting Joe Burrow has really helped a lot. But it's a fun team. I mean, they're I think a lot of America is going to be behind them on Sunday night. And I'm one of them. Obviously I've kind of rode with the Rams through the entire playoffs. They were one team that I said really kind of scared me at the beginning of the playoffs, being a Packers fan. But the Bengals just like I said, every time I think they're down and out, and they don't panic. Burrow doesn't panic. They go and kick field goals when I'm thinking there's no way if you kick a field goal you're going to hang with the Chiefs. And they do it, and they're calm, and they're cool, and they're collective. And next thing you know, they have a lead, and they're making a run at stuff and kind of putting the ball in Mahomes' court, and that's usually doesn't really end up well. But for some reason, it's done well for the Bengals. So I have the Bengals +4. A couple other props I like. I have total sacks. Nate, I saw that you had this on yours over 5.5. I also like Rams over 3.5. This is one thing I've said the whole entire playoffs. That Rams defense is just absolutely loaded. And I think that the Bengals O-line even though they've played better and they've done pretty well for what they're kind of dealt with. I think that those sacks is going to be over. I do have longest reception by Cooper Kupp over 28.5 yards. That seems like a really high number for a Super Bowl, a one game type of deal. But Cooper Kupp has hit over 29 yards, a 29-yard catch in 15 of 20 games this year. So I think that they know they're, in order to win, they got to get him the ball, and he's good whether he's running down the middle of the field, down the sideline, or he catches kind of a slant and go, or just catches a slant and beats a couple guys. I think he gets a 30+ yard catch. So I have that. Let's see, what else do I have? I have Akers under 16.5 rushing attempts. I really, this is probably my favorite one I like of the weekend, with Darrell Henderson coming back and Sony Michel kind of being their kind of muscle guy. I think that Akers struggles to get that many attempts. It seems like he's got a little bit of a banged up shoulder. Obviously he's come back way before he should have, and he's played quite a bit in the postseason. But I think 16.5 attempts is an awful lot when you're dealing with a 3-headed backfield for the weekend. So that's probably one of my favorite ones I like. I have OBJ over 62.5 receiving yards. This guy has really come along in the playoffs. He's looked really smooth and had a good rapport with Stafford. I have T. Higgins over 5.5 receptions, similar to kind of what we talked about earlier. He's just Burrow's quick out guy. He's quick, moving the sticks. I think that, Burrow kind of depends on him and looks at him. So I like his over a 5.5. I think that's even money. This one's a little bit of a long shot. I'm not so confident on this, but it's one of those things where my mindset says that Burrow has to get the ball out quick. I like Mixon over 26.5 receiving yards or 3.5 receptions. I don't know which way I'm going to go with that yet. I think I had Mixon over 27.5 receiving yards against the Chiefs, and he had 27.
I think it was like you had, or it was 27 or 27.5 was the total, and he had 26 yards receiving.
Yes,
or something like
so
that.
I was off by a yard.
It was like right, yeah, of course. Well, it always happens like that.
Yes, yeah. So I think that's pretty close again this weekend, because I think they kind of have to go with the same thing, that they're going to have to get the ball out quick. I do think that the Bengals kind of found something in Samaje Perine a little bit with getting the ball out quick with him as well. So he may eat at a few of those receiving catches or yards that Mixon has, kind of had in the past. So that's why I'm not as completely confident in that, but I do kind of like it. Then my last two that I like is Joey Burrow over when I kind of looked into things, it was 8.5 early in the week for 8.5 rushing yards for Joey Burrow. It's when I looked tonight, it was 10.5. I see that everyone in the postseason has scrambled for 12+ yards against the Rams this year in the postseason. So, and Burrow has been known to, to kind of break down in the pocket and have to get out himself to get a first down. He needs to learn how to slide a little bit better. But I think for the most part, he realizes, obviously he's been in big games like this before in college. I think he knows the magnitude of this game and what he has to do to keep the Rams offense off the field and to keep his offense kind of remaining. And that's to get out of the pocket when he's forced by the rush and blitzes and stuff like that from the Rams. So I think that he gets over that. And then my last bet is Evan McPherson over 1.5 field goals or 7.5 points. Once again, I think that, every time I was like, Cincinnati can't be kicking a field goal here when it's 4th and 2 or 4th and 3 or whatever, and they're down these, down points to the Chiefs and stuff. I'm like, there's no way they're doing this. You can't beat the Chiefs with field goals and stuff like that, and they do it. So I know that they're confident in McPherson. McPherson is extremely confident in himself.
I just love, like, Zach Taylor's like, I don't give a shit, dude. 64-yarder, you want to go out there and let it rip? Let's do it, dude. Yeah. Go for it. Like, I love it. Like,
yeah, I do too. Awesome. And I love that fact that they want to put points on the board because they don't want Yeah, because they win, because that's what they do. So I do like that aspect of it. And I think McPherson's this is not something I looked up. I heard recently he's got like 3+ field goals in every game in the postseason. I don't know. That's not something I saw, but it seems that way. So over 1.5 seems really, really small for me. I think that numbers, hits that over. So those are a couple plays that I like. I'm obviously excited for the Super Bowl. I think that the Rams have all the talent in the world on both sides of the football. But I think the rest of the country, other than, well, maybe even LA, I don't know, is Bengals fans this weekend, because they're a feel good story. They're a fun story to watch. They're exciting. I think that, we've mentioned this a few times on the podcast the last few weeks. Just how fun they are to watch. And so that's something I'm really looking forward to. I'm looking forward to seeing, you have two guys that have never played on this stage before. Obviously Burrow has in college, at the collegiate level, but to get to an NFL game, I think that, you don't know what you're going to get from Stafford. And I think that, he may throw a pick early, and then hopefully he settles down and we see a heck of a game. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
I like it.
A lot of good calls.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I am going to take this another direction, because I know everybody in the world is going with the young, flashy Bengal squad. And believe me, I should be going for them too, because then if they win, I could say, well, that should have been the Raiders. But with that being said, you could go back, let's say, the last 15 years. Veteran Grizzly, been there, done that, is what's won the Super Bowl.
Stafford hadn't been there, done that, though.
But the Rams have. The Rams been there. They got a bunch of veterans. That's what they did. They loaded up for this year. Okay, they've been there. I want to say they've been there and done that. They haven't won it, but they've been there. What was it? 3 years ago, 3 years ago, they were there. And I think, look, Cincinnati's going to get to the big game. What's that?
Wasn't that when they won 99? Greatest show on turf, like Marshall Faulk and stuff? Wasn't that 99?
They did. And I'm going to throw a plug in. If you haven't seen the new movie that came out about the Kurt Warner story, got to watch that movie. It's a great movie. But with that being said, Bengals, like, they're flashing everything, but they haven't been there. They haven't done that. And this is going to be a good stepping stone for them for the future. They are the future. Look, this year it's the Rams and everything, and I'm going all in on the Rams. As you will see on my prop bets, Rams -4. Look, I think they get out to a big lead, and they're going to try to get out to a big lead. And I know they already know the Bengals could come back after being down big and everything. But I think
they got to get to a big lead, so when they turn it over 4 times, that they can't get back that close to it, right?
Yeah. Look, but they're going to get in that big lead, and I think it's going to be too much for the Bengals this time around. I am taking Rams -4. I am taking the 48.5 under a score. I don't think it's going to go over that. I am taking Akers to be the first scorer at +750. Stafford, I will go over on a 279.5, because look, he has Kupp. I mean, Kupp is going to get his, and I think Odell's going to have a good game. So I think he's going to get his over. But once they get that over on passing, they're going to shut it down and start running the ball. And it might be a 3-headed field as far as a running back game, but I think Akers is going to be the one they rely on the most. I got Akers going over 64.5 rushing yards. I got Akers going over 15.5 receiving yards. And I got Rams taking the over on 3.5 sacks. Look, I picked it 2-3 weeks ago, Akers being the MVP. Stafford is the easiest bet to go and everything, and I'm not going to go the easy way. I'm going to go Akers and stuff. I think he's going to have a game. He's going to do it in the rushing and receiving game. So those are my picks. I'm leaning all in on the Rams.
I like it. I do. It's hard for me. I don't know if I should wear my AJ Green jersey or my Marshall Faulk jersey this weekend, So, I mean, they're both in the retirement home. Well, they should be.
Well, you still have time to cut it in half and just sew it up.
No. I can't. Hey, that Mitchell and Ness Rams jersey, I can't be cutting that thing out. It's nice, dude. All right. I got a handful here. The first one, I think it's the only bet I've made so far, is no touchback on the opening kickoff. I said it last year too, and it happened just because listening to McAfee talk about it. Apparently that ball's brand new, harder than shit, can't kick it anywhere, and there's a bunch of nerves and stuff. And I mean, you guys know, it doesn't matter who's returning the ball, they catch it like 6-7 yards deep, they're probably running it out. I mean, it's
It's
Super Bowl. They
happened.
want to run one back.
It's happened 26 of the last 28 Super Bowls.
What, that it hasn't been a touchback?
Yes, the first kick of the game. Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean,
26 out of 28. That's insane.
Yeah. So that's my first. I already made the bet. I don't know when it first opened up. I don't think the odds really change on it, but um, and then I like the Bengals +4. We've been saying it the whole time. I don't know if the Rams will take care of the ball. I don't know if Stafford will get some jitters. Not saying that Joey Burrow won't, but I also think that they have the big advantage coaching. I don't think Zach Taylor's that good of a coach. I mean, not compared to McVay anyways, but I do like the Rams money line though. I think that it's a close game, but I could see the Rams. I could see them winning by 2 or 3 maybe. I like total sacks over 5.5 that's for both teams. I could see the Rams. I mean, what have they been? The Bengals. Joey Burrow's been sacked 12 times in the playoffs. I mean, granted, 9 of them came in that game against the Titans, but they kind of shorted up a little bit last week against the Chiefs. But this defensive front is a little different than what they've seen. So what do you got, Rich?
I will say this who's going to win this game is whichever offensive line protects quarterback the best. I think that's what it's going to come down to in this game as far as who's having the advantage and everything, because both offensive lines for both these teams ain't the best and everything. And I'm more worried about Burrows than I am about Stafford.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I mean, the Rams have their line's not great, but it's hell of a lot better than the Bengals line is. So, I don't know. Like I said, I'm with you though. I mean, it kind of comes down to that. And like I said, if the Bengals get the ball as quick as they did against the Chiefs, that'll help quite a bit. There's a prop on FanDuel. It was Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp combined for over 200 receiving yards. It's like +100. Not that crazy, but might as well take plus odds on a pretty good bet, in my opinion. Like Abe said, OBJ over 62.5. I think he's hit his over in receiving yards every week. Definitely through the playoffs. I don't know about towards the end of the year, but through the playoffs.
Yep.
So I probably just jinxed him. Sorry. I like Samaje Perine over 10.5 receiving yards. Like Abe said, I think they're kind of working him in. I'm not saying he's going to have 10 catches, but he could have 3. And 10.5 is not much. So
as long as they give him one screen.
Yeah, exactly. And I like T. Higgins over 69.5 yards. I think Ramsey, I know he usually doesn't travel. He'll move, from the slot to the outside and stuff, but I think he kind of will travel with Chase just because he's got a head that's bigger than anybody I know that plays in the NFL, and he wants to show he can beat Jamar Chase. But I hope he just whips his ass like Devontae does every time they play the Packers. So I love Jalen Ramsey, but I get kind of tired of him sometimes. So, yeah, I think that Higgins will kind of have a little more run without Ramsey. So
yeah, and I think one guy to kind of look at also is Tyler Boyd. I mean, the Rams are not great against the slot, and we saw that Burrow kind of lean on him a little bit when Higgins was covered on getting the ball out quick. Especially with Uzoma. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Is he playing?
I don't know. That's what I was going to ask you, if either one of these tight ends are playing. So I don't.
There's
know.
A good chance both of them are playing. I don't know if you guys heard the comment Who's Your Mama said this past week. He says if the Bengals win the Super Bowl, he's taking a chili bath.
Oh wow!
Which I don't know why he would be saying that unless he's all right taking that chili bath because he's 100%. Which was kind of a weird comment, but that came out today. I don't know if you guys heard that.
Yeah, no, I did not hear that.
I might just start that Batson dude from the Rams. Or is that his name? Is that his last name?
I think it is.
Backup tight end?
Yeah, I don't know, but he looked pretty good once Higbee went down. So, and once again, I mean, Stafford has rolled with tight ends. Obviously, he had a pretty good one in Detroit before he left there, and Hawkinson. But I think these two tight ends, I think it's kind of a big play, whether they play or not, because that both of these quarterbacks have leaned on them when they've had their stud wide receivers locked down by a stud corner. And so not so much the Rams in that situation, but if Ramsey does travel with Chase, I think that, those tight ends play a big part in this game, and they're not big name tight ends, but I think that both of these quarterbacks like those quick hitters up the middle, up the seam. And both these guys have had some big games, when Chase was shut down. So Uzoma, I think he caught a I think it was a Sunday night game or a bigger game towards the middle of the season where he had 3 touchdowns. So, I think those are some keys that we, kind of want to pay attention to on Sunday to see if they're a full go or not.
Yeah. If they are, like you said, I think that Uzama's got to look at even Higbee too. I'm not a big fan of Higbee. I think he's not good, but Stafford throws the ball so hard that he just sticks it into his chest. So, I think both of them that could go over their receiving yards if they're both healthy. But I would be concerned because of, especially with Uzama, that sprained MCL and he's going to play. Like I said, I hope he does, but makes me a little nervous.
Yeah, so. And those guys at any time they take one hit, they could be done. So maybe that backup for the Rams wouldn't be a bad, even if Higbee does play, maybe he wouldn't be a bad play to bet his over because obviously they'll drop if Higbee is in the lineup. So because he saw some more time, and I think Stafford got a lot of confidence in him. In the game a couple weeks ago. So like you said, Stafford just he's pretty accurate spinning that ball, so he's going to put it on their chest. And that guy, he made some good catches. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said, it'd be. I'm trying to look right now because I want to see how much, see what his receiving is. But we'll go into what I'm most excited for now. The first off, we'll talk about the coin toss. Actually, where I like tails. I don't know why. But yeah, that's what I'm betting on. I'm betting tails. Abe.
I always bet. Like I said, I always bet tails because tails never fails until I say it, and then it fails. So.
Yeah, I am going heads. You only go on tails when it's overtime. That's the only time that you go tails.
I went tails.
Yeah, I'm going tails. I don't care. I don't know. It probably won't matter. I can't find that dude. Doesn't have any. He doesn't have any numbers up because they don't know if he's playing or not. Really.
I did see his stuff.
He did have some on DraftKings. Yeah, go ahead and I'll pull it up.
I'll have to look again later. I just pulled one up real quick. So yeah, tails for 2 of us. Rich got heads. Yeah, it'll probably be heads because we both said tails never fails. So, oh well. The Gatorade color. I don't think I bet this last year just because I kind of forgot about it. And I guess I put 2 down just because they'll probably both be wrong. But I said orange or blue. Blue's plus 520 because nobody likes cool blue Gatorade. If it was, I kind of like it, but I don't think about it. I just figured like the Rams are blue, Bengals are orange, So
I bet yellow because of the Rams, and that's why I bet it. It's a pretty common Gatorade, a lot of people like. So I bet yellow for the Rams, even though I did not make a money line pick, but I said the Bengals plus 4. I bet kind of hedging my bet with the Gatorade with my money line. So I win one of them at least, but I don't yellow at 350. That's a pretty good odds. I like Riches though. I like Riches.
Clear, baby, clear water for plus 250.
Yes. Yep. I like that one.
If they had one for Riptide Rush, that's what I'd pick. That's my favorite Gatorade flavor. So, but they don't have purple on there or whatever color you want to call that.
Mine's the white one, the cherry. It's like a cherry version of it, but it's like
cherry.
Clear white. Yeah,
that's a good one.
That one in cucumber. I don't know if you've ever had the cucumber one. Oh man, I love that stuff, man.
Yeah, that's when I knock off the shelf and try to break the cap off so nobody has to drink it because it's gross. Ugh. They do make a fruit punch and berry one, by the way, if you ever tried that one. Real good. But we'll go on MVP. I kind of cheated here with the first 2. More just like I'd probably bet like a little bit of money on each guy just for the hell of it with Stafford and Burrow. But to be honest, Aaron Donald plus 1,500 is kind of a long shot, but I could see Abe's got plus 1,600. So maybe I'll go see Aaron Donald on DraftKings or wherever you found that at. I think he could have a game, a performance where if the Rams win, he could do some damage and, it wouldn't surprise me if him or even Von Miller at plus 3,900. Von Miller's done it before whenever, I don't know how long ago they were in the Super Bowl, but, he definitely can do it. So.
Yeah, so I'll go. I think along those exact same lines, the Von Miller, what he did, I think it was 15. I like Aaron Donald at 16-1. Obviously, quarterbacks are a big thing. Obviously those tend to be most MVPs. But I think if you're kind of taking a couple long shots, I think Von Miller's pretty good. I think Chase is pretty good. I think there's going to be a lot of talk about Chase and Ramsey. And if Chase, if he busts one or two and gets out in the open and goes for 160 on Jalen Ramsey, I think that he's got a really good chance at 18-1. So I think that those are a couple of pretty good long shots. And then obviously you can't count out Cooper Kupp. I mean, no matter what happens week to week, every week I'm like, he's going to have a down week, and he just doesn't. So him at 6-1, I think those three are pretty good plays when you're not looking at quarterbacks. And if you're trying to get a pretty good value, we're going to flip that on over to Rich.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm hedges on my bets and everything. So I am taking Akers at plus 3,500. I'm going for the miracle.
That's a darn good value for a starting running back. So, I mean, for
when was the last time a running back won MVP?
Oh gosh, I don't even know.
I want to say, what's the name from Seattle back in? Who was his name?
Sean
Alexander. There you go.
Yeah.
Did he win the MVP?
I don't know.
He won the MVP. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Well, he won season MVP. Let me restate that. It was a season MVP.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hey, talking about Cooper Kupp, nothing against the guy. He's great. But, like, when are they going to start, like, maybe double covering that guy?
I don't know.
Like, I feel like every game you watch, he's just out by himself. Like, it's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, do you not realize that? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense.
Does it really matter? I think you could probably put two best corners on him, bracketing him. I still think he's going to get his.
I do too.
I mean, I agree, but it'd be tougher. He's not going to have 10 for 180 fucking yards on you. Like, how can you let that happen to you in a conference title game? That he goes like, anyways, doesn't matter. Don't care.
And just in behind defenses. I mean, he does it. Like, it's incredible what he does. Like, it's impressive. So, and I think there was a lot of people really kind of pushing for him to win the regular season MVP tonight. Obviously, Rodgers did, and that's mainly won by quarterbacks. So, a wide receiver winning this weekend with, Chase has a lot of hype as offensive rookie of the year, and Kupp, there were some people rooting for him because he was a lot of fantasy football league winners. So people are thinking, gosh, why is Kupp not the MVP? So you just, kind of think about stuff like that for this weekend, and you could possibly see a wide receiver or a running back or someone like that winning this.
Maybe Eric Weddle wins one. He's retiring after the game. He's going to win MVP. Yeah.
Come on, I'm already doing the long shot with Akers. Don't be throwing Weddle under there.
He's already fallen into a pretty good situation.
Yeah, no shit.
Last month, so.
And he had a good game last week too.
Yeah,
he's playing pickup basketball 6 weeks ago, and now he's in the goddamn Super Bowl. Like,
Yep.
Yeah, and just so you are aware, Kupp did win Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, I did see that. Yep. Yeah, him and JT. That's pretty tough. That was a pretty tough battle to pick that.
Should have been JT. JT did it with a dipshit for quarterback. So, all right, last one. We got this one. I'm by myself here on the national anthem. The over/under is 95 seconds, a minute and 35 seconds. I will tell you this. I heard this the other day, and I forgot to type it down. Out of the last 11 national anthems at Super Bowl, they have all gone over.
By how much? You know the average?
No, I just know they all went over. I don't know the number. And then I forgot the stat I heard about the lady that's singing it too. That I think she may go a little over. Or I don't remember. I'll have to look it up and I'll tell you guys. But yeah, I like the over. I think it's going to happen. Like I said, the last 11. That's a lot of long, drawn out national anthems. Which that's fine. More time to stand up and holler. So yeah, I like the over. What do you guys think?
Well, obviously I was going the under and everything, but now you're making me rethink that as far as with your statistical stats over there and everything. It's going to depend on who's singing it. I like to believe if it's an older person, it's going to be shorter. If it's a younger person, it's going to be longer because they want to get recognized and stuff like that. So they really want to stand out. So it depends on, I don't even know who's singing. Do we know who's singing it at all?
Yeah, I forgot her name. I'll look it up while you guys are talking.
Young or old?
I think she's
Patti LaBelle.
No, they just need to let the guys doing the halftime show do the national anthem too. Just let them do it all.
Yeah, that would be real quick.
I don't know who it is, but I know that this national anthem is usually around like a minute 50. And so 95 seconds really kind of threw me for a loop, because I'm like, this usually is just over 110 seconds and the over, has hit. But then I heard someone saying the other day that whoever this person is, I don't even know who's singing it.
Mickey Guyton.
What?
Mickey Guyton. Yeah, I don't know.
They called him. They
She's
called
a Grammy-nominated country music artist.
Okay,
Oh,
so they
hell,
called
it's
Mickey
going
Guyton.
over.
They called Mickey Guyton Quickie Mickey because her average is like 86 seconds or something when she's done this in the past. So I did hear that. So I'm like, well, maybe I should kind of fly under the under. But then someone's like, well, now this person has a time to shine. So maybe, maybe she'll take that over 95 seconds. I think 95 seconds is pretty low for this. But when they called her Quickie Mickey, I'm like, I gotta go with the under.
If that's what you're called, you gotta stick by what you're called. You gotta have to go under.
Yeah.
Not doing it. Quickie Mickey.
If I'm saying under, you might want to, under these circumstances.
It would be different if I was saying it first, like I said, Clyde Hezbollah, and then you jumped on it. So it's the vice versa this time.
All right.
Yeah, but I said I'm saying over, so don't jump on it, because I said it'd be. Abe, I hope you bet the Suns when I asked you, because they're beating the shit out of the Bucks.
No, I did not actually. I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't do that.
I got them at like -5.5.
I do want to throw one out there that we ain't covering. I was interesting because I was hearing it on the radio when I was going to work this morning. Over and under on how many planes fly over the stadium.
Oh, wow.
3.
I was going to say like
it's going to be 5.
Yeah, I was going to say
5.
It's a set of 5.
I don't know where to bet that.
Let me rephrase that. It was 5. The over and under was 5.
Oh.
Well, shit.
Yeah, that's because typically when I was hearing that, I started counting. You always have a point and stuff like that. So it's either going to be 3 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they put that one in the middle and make it 6.
Make it 6.
So
I don't know.
There was also some bets I saw where it was the number of the number of the player that scores the first touchdown over or under 22.5 was the jersey number.
Yeah, I saw 23.5.
I think what side it was 22, but there'll be some fun ones. So yeah. We'll be back next week. I don't know what day we'll record the Daytona episode, because I saw Slater just walked in after getting off.
Just walked in, so probably Thursday night.
The duels will be getting over Thursday night.
He said Thursday night.
Yeah. That's it. Then it is.
1
week. 1 week from today, we'll have our resident NASCAR expert on, because like I said, I don't know anything about it, and we'll talk about Daytona. So, and also Saturday night, 8:30 Eastern, Super Bowl preview show with I don't know, everybody that wants to join. I think there's quite a few people on there. We'll talk prop bets again. Everything, from coming up to the Super Bowl. So check it out. Like I said, if you haven't followed us yet, please do. Toils Titles at Toils Titles on Twitter. You can find me at Nate_Dirt19, Rich at Frito Bandito_FF, and Abe at MVINFF. Thanks again for a fun season. And like I said, we're looking forward to the Super Bowl, and hopefully it's a profitable one for everybody.
Yes, hopefully.
Hell yeah. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Take care.